Get on the tour as soon as possible.
The Universal Studios Hollywood is converting the world-famous studio tour trams to become electric vehicles. As these trams roll out, guests will be experiencing all the movie-making action propelled by the latest energy-efficient technology. Now, this is just one example of NBC Universal's and Comcast's commitment to becoming carbon neutral by 2035, helping us all take another step toward reducing our carbon footprint. So, welcome aboard for an awesome experience that's also awesome for the environment.
And we're just now finishing charging right here, so now John can take us away from the theme park. Wave goodbye to everybody still standing in line as we head on into the movie studio. Once again, I'm Sam. Driver's name is John. I have one more introduction to make. My co-host for today, you might recognize him from The Tonight Show, hosted by Jimmy Fallon. Everybody welcome Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guys.
Sam.
And the greatest driver.
John.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
John
owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Just a few safety rules to go over. First, if you need guest assistance, have a medical emergency, drop something of value off the side of the tram, or have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab that red E cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please stay seated with those arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. Have those cameras out for great photo ops. Keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you are on board. Safety rules are out of the way. We can now officially begin the world-famous Universal Studio Tour. It is what it sounds like. We treat this as a modern-day London. The buildings that are about to be on our left-hand side often appear as the buildings of Parliament in Marvel's Agent Carter and Marvel's Agent Shield, both used in that one. How I Met Your Mother, also filmed a bit back here with Jason Segel. But we're going to round this corner in just a sec. You're going to see some of our more like judicial buildings, is what I like to call it. You can see these. This acts as courthouses a lot as they leave. But then you look on the right-hand side, you see some production over here. This is all for Never Have I Ever in Courthouse Square. So they're slowly getting set up, and they're going to start filming tomorrow. But that now officially brings us to the heart of our Metro sets. Everybody, welcome to New York Street.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
And we use these sets for all different kinds of productions, television shows, movies. This is the road that American Ninja Warrior runs their obstacle course down whenever they shoot out here in Los Angeles. And they're kind of real-life superheroes, right? Well, we have some imaginary superheroes shoot back here as well. Captain America, the First Avenger, filmed a bit back here starring Chris Evans. One of his most recognizable scenes right after he becomes Captain America, he's chasing that agent of Hydra barefoot down the streets of a 1940s Brooklyn. That shot right back here. So did Spider-Man 2 starring Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst. Just wanted to throw some of those superhero movies out there before we head out of the concrete jungle of New York Street as we approach an entirely different kind of jungle. We're heading towards the jungles of Skull Island.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3 immersive experience. So you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet. Just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
He's right. We are about to return to Skull Island. Before we do, Car 1, say hi to Cars 3 and 4. Hey, Cars 3 and 4. Hello, Car 2. We're going to head in this tunnel for just one moment. Stay seated. Keep those arms and legs inside the vehicle. Here is Peter Jackson to tell you a little bit about what we're going to see.
The Universal.
What he said. But do get out your phone or camera. Picture cars on the left. Don't be unprepared like this lady. Vehicles can define our characters, our environments, the era, like these Back to the Future films. We've got Flintstones, the first environmentally friendly cars, those. Yeah. Invented by Elon Musk. Yeah, all foot-powered. Pretty crazy. We got Fast and Furious. We got Jurassic vehicles. The gyrosphere never had glass around it. The glass was added digitally. Otherwise, it would have reflected the cameras on set. That's no fun. On your screen, we're going to show you an example of product placement. You just saw it out there. It's the Mercedes Jeep.
To Jurassic Park.
You are surrounded by set pieces, vehicles, and props from our Jurassic franchise. The mobile lab on the left, seen in the Lost World Jurassic Park. It's mostly plywood, painted to look like real metal. You can see the paint chipping now. It only needs to look good on set on the day. We don't mind it chipping now. Fresh coat of paint. We've saved ourselves money, lighter weight, cheaper, easier to work with. Uh-oh. Spitters in the bushes.
Diplo.
If only I'd known they were there.
Hi. Get them all. Get me.
That's the second time I've been spit on by dinosaurs. In like 10 minutes. My mouth was open both times. Is it always open? You tell me, right? I'm sorry, I've been trying to train them to just hit the people wearing Disney merch. How are they doing? Not as good as Chris Pratt. We're still working on it, you know? Here's the mobile lab falling over that big cliff face, Lost World Jurassic Park. Now, it's actually a parking structure. You're seeing it getting hung over the side of a parking structure with a giant crane. Good thing it's lightweight. I always know when the T-Rex attack is coming, because it's always nighttime, it's always raining, and they're always stuck in a vehicle. That's when Rexy comes out, every time. It's not just T-Rex attacks. Every big fight sequence in John Wick, nighttime, raining. Doesn't even have to be scary. What about that big kiss in The Notebook? Nighttime, raining. If you want your scene to be more dramatic, you set it at nighttime in the rain. We make movies out here, sunny Southern California. We don't get much weather out here. We like it that way. It gives us that creative control we so desire. It's like a giant soundstage out here. No weather to bother us for those sunny, dry scenes. Now, if we're adding a little drama, a little rain, well, we're gonna do that ourselves. Thank you very much. Not gonna wait around till nighttime. So here it is, guys. Magical, isn't it? As long as you don't stick your head out and look for the sprinkler heads like half of you just did, you're cheating. You can't do that when you're watching the movie. You can't stick your head through the screen and look up. You're on this side of camera. Get out your camera, crop out the sprinkler heads, tell your friends outside LA it's raining here today. They'll believe you. Works on you every time. The hard part is getting a picture of rain. Rain's clear. What you're looking at are little bits of sunlight getting diffracted in the raindrop. That's what we're looking at, right? It's light, not rain. Really hard to capture on your camera. Don't worry, keep it out. I know you're not directors of photography. Feel our pain, but keep your camera out because this is going to look great on Instagram. Now, if you're in a blue sea, you might get wet. By the way, they're all blue. Enjoy. You guys want some action up here in the front? And action. Look at that. Thousands of gallons of recycled dinosaur spit. Yes. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Green is universal.
Just like Paul Giamatti's stunt double, we've been swept out of old Mexico and into the Old West. Welcome to 6 Points, Texas. 6 Points is our oldest set on the lot, built in 1915. This has been the location for countless silent films, many iconic westerns, and more recently, an Academy Award-winning movie, Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie. They shot back here for about 2 months. 6 Points ends up getting about 40 minutes of Black Lagoon. Of course, that movie went on to inspire Steven Spielberg 20 years later when he directed Jaws, and to this day, the design of the creature in Creature from the Black Lagoon, we call him Gillman, continues to be very, very scary as we head next to our next spot here. There he is. This is perfect timing because we are currently heading to... We're going to Europe, right? We're heading to our second oldest set here on the lot and the location of almost all of our monster movies. Welcome everybody to Little Europe.
Listen now, the monster, he's in the woods. Get out the bloodhounds. Raise all the men you can, lock the women indoors, and wait for me. Are you ready? Take your torches and go!
So this is obviously footage from Frankenstein, the second monster movie we ever released. But then after that, almost every other monster movie, Son of Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Wolfman, Invisible Man, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Phantom of the Opera, all shot heavily back here in Little Europe.
The afterlife? Come on. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Okay, well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
That's right. The Good Place, currently on Netflix and Peacock. 30-minute episodes, 4 seasons. It's a really quick watch and a really, really wonderful watch. Created by Michael Schur, same guy who created Parks and Recreation and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I want to mention one thing briefly about these European sets, and the same goes for our Metropolitan sets that we drove through a little bit earlier. We don't shoot inside of any of these buildings. They're what we call shells here in Hollywood. Obviously, we call them shells because we only use the outsides of them. The insides of almost all of these buildings look like that on your screens right now. Not suitable for interior filming. So what we'll do is we'll get all of our exterior shots done out here, or establishing shots, meaning we'll film our actors walking into those buildings, establishing the location, and then we'll cut to the inside of a soundstage. Now there is an exception to this rule, and it's this gray house off to our left-hand side. This is an example of a practical set, meaning we can fully use the inside and outside of the same location. Not only that, this one is a fully functioning practical set. It has running water, electricity, plumbing, all that jazz, and cooking shows. Really appreciate that. So we have cooking shows filmed here for about a week, maybe 2 weeks at a time. They'll get all their shots done and then move out of there. We're sitting in front of a third type of soundstage, right? Well, I gave it away. Third type of filming location, a real-life soundstage. We're about to head inside of Soundstage 50, and this is the only soundstage that we allow trams inside of. So when we head in, please stay seated, keeping those arms and legs inside the vehicle. Soundstage 50 is our only standing set inside of a soundstage. That means it is a permanent set. It never changes. And that's very, very unique from all of our other sound stages, because the point of a soundstage is that it's empty, right? Productions go in there and they will custom build whatever environment, whatever aesthetic they need. This one, though, has looked the same since 1983, almost 40 years old. That's when Soundstage 50 was built, and since then it has been an underground railway station, like you would would find in Chicago, New York, Washington, D.C., or how it's dressed up right now to look like San Francisco. We're going to head inside in just a moment. I do want to give you one example of a TV show that's shot in here in 2007. Sometimes it's so specific and it's so perfect that it just works for a production to film in there. So check this out, Bones, 2007, starring David Boreanaz and Emily Deschanel.
Look, they're sweet.
He looks very upset.
When I talked to him, he said the guy died in his arms.
You guys with the FBI?
FBI, yeah, we're here about the human remains.
That's him, right over there.
CC David Boreanaz right there. So we're going to head in here in just one moment. Once again, please do stay seated, keeping those arms and legs inside the vehicle. Feel free to take pictures in here. Just make sure you hold on tight to those 3D glasses, those phones, those cameras, whatever. Soundstage 50, since it's not used very much by productions, we've gone ahead and created a little film set for you in here. Look up to your left-hand side as we enter in. You'll see lighting equipment, camera equipment, producer, director, and cinematographer chair. This is exactly what actors see when they show up to work in the morning. Everything is already set up for them. The crew is already hard at work. And this is actually a great example of how movies cannot be made without the hundreds and hundreds of people behind the camera. All the way from your grips, your gaffers, your PAs, crafty. We actually have crafty up here off to our left-hand side. That red and white checker tablecloths where you get your snacks. You got hair and makeup over there as well, and the sound team would hang out over here. But anyway, the point of being in here is to give you all that authentic Hollywood experience, right? You're inside of a real-life soundstage. All right, nothing to worry about, folks. That's a little trimmer. We get those here in California. We're probably going to... All right, this might be the big one. Everybody stay seated. We're going to get through this. Oh, watch out, car 3! That was the worst of it. We're gonna slow. Uh-oh. That was wrong. Everybody watch out! How are we all doing? Did we all make it through? Congratulations, everybody. You all just survived earthquake, the big one. Give it up for yourselves. That was a simulation of an 8.3 earthquake on the Richter scale. Same effect used in the beginning of that same episode of Bones. Check it out.
Oh, I can.
What's going on?
Similar to that train ride right there, we've been on a very stressful tour, right? I think we've earned ourselves a little trip to the beach. Sit back and relax. Welcome to Amity Island. You might recognize that name from the film Jaws, but you look on our right-hand side, you'll see we caught the man-eating shark. Not only that, my best friend George, he's in the water right now patrolling the harbor, making sure it's safe.
George?
That's a fin. That's a shark. We didn't get the right shark, and George is still in the water. Sorry, folks, give me a sec. George, buddy, come up out of the water. Yeah, there's a shark headed your way, man, so how about you hop in the boat, okay? George, no, don't look at it. George, you gotta get in the boat. George! No. That's unfortunate. We're going to have to move on from that. We attach bait to that yellow barrel out there in the harbor. With any luck, shark's going to chomp down on that, and looks like he ripped the pier out of its foundation. Gasoline now spraying everywhere. This doesn't look good. Everybody hold on. You all just met Bruce. Everyone say bye, Bruce. Bye, Bruce. Bruce is our very own mechanical shark. We named him Bruce after Steven Spielberg's mechanical shark. I gotta say though, ours works quite a bit better than Spielberg's did. He faced a lot of problems in the making of Jaws.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. And they were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited. The shark worked well enough for a while there, and so I really owe the shark a lot.
Is the man himself, a 26-year-old Steven Spielberg, bravely sitting in the mouth of his own mechanical shark, and this man on the cusp of changing cinematic history on only his third movie he ever directed. Jaws, of course, quickly became the first ever summer blockbuster. The reason we get movies like Nope now over the summer, all a direct result of that young guy right there. Leaving the dangers of Amity Island behind, we're now on dry land, and at the comfiest, coziest country house you could imagine off to our right-hand side. That is the Chicken Ranch. This is another example of a practical set, meaning you can film inside and outside of the same location. It was built in 1982 for a Dolly Parton film, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. It was then used several years later by Rob Zombie in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Can I just stay here? This is Wisteria Lane.
We're leaving our country house behind. We have now entered into our own little suburban neighborhood. Welcome, everybody, to Colonial Street. Now, Colonial Street, made popular by some of the hit sitcoms that shot back here,
Desperate
like The Munsters, which
Housewives.
filmed over at this yellow house off to our left. I'm sorry, Leave It to Beaver shot at this yellow house off to our left-hand side. Munsters did also shoot back here. I'll point that out on our way out. But then, just the past couple of weeks, we've had Quantum Leap started here about 3 weeks ago. They shot back here for about a week. That's our continuation series. It was picked up by NBC, and then Never Have I Ever immediately moved in here right after that. And they've been filming out here the past 2 weeks. They were actually filming a prom scene out here just about 2 nights ago. They were driving a limousine throughout these streets. But Colonial Street really acting in the burbs with the late great Carrie Fisher here on Colonial Street. There's Christina Ricci and Casper. Now, Christina Ricci, she was part of kind of a creepy family, right? The Addams family. She was Wednesday Addams and Addams Family and Addams Family Values. Speaking of a creepy family, the Munsters on our right-hand side, this lilac house, this two-story lilac house, that is the Munsters house. Just a little bit more modernized. We took off some of the Gothic features to it so it could fit in here. Nellyville shot a bit back here as well, and much, much more. And something that you have to use when you're filming on a neighborhood set like that is picture cars. If you don't have cars parked along the street or in those driveways, it feels very scary. It feels like no one's there, right? Picture cars, we use them for all different types of things, not just driving our actors from point A to point B. I forgot to mention this. Well, I saved it for now, but I don't want to lie to you. We're sitting on a picture car. Our studio tour trams have appeared in media really since the mid-20th century. Check this out. And while this is playing, I'm going to do things at once, right? We're officially 15 minutes from the end of the tour, so a reminder to stay seated, arms and legs inside the vehicle. If you need my assistance for any reason, that red cord is above your heads. We're going to seal the deal on that one and throw this up on your screens. There we go. Folks, we're around this corner right now, and we're going to see Picture Cars Part 2. If you're a fan of the Fast and the Furious franchise, I'd recommend taking those cameras out and looking off to your right-hand side. First up, you see this yellow coupe from American Graffiti, George Lucas's 1972 classic, but then Dom's Charger right there, that black Dodge Charger driven by Vin Diesel in the first movie. 5 more Fast and the Furious vehicles, and then this cream Ford sedan right here, our oldest picture car on the lot, used in Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 classic, Psycho. Welcome to the Bates Motel, everybody. You notice we have some business going on here at the Bates Motel. This is all for Halloween Horror Nights. We are already getting all set up for October, and you see that guy standing at the top of the hill.
Oh.
The top of the psychopath is what we call it. It's a pathway.
Don't make eye contact.
Great. This Bates Motel set wasn't used in the original production of Psycho, was used in every sequel though. I bring that up because we are approaching the original Psycho house used by Alfred Hitchcock in his 1960 masterpiece.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Especially this guy right here. Alright folks, this is Norman Bates. He's pretty mild-mannered. He just really doesn't like when you take pictures of him. You're all taking pictures of him. Okay, guys. Norman, come on, we can't do this every time, man. Can you just car 4 arms and legs inside the vehicle? He wants them. Car 4? Just, yikes, Norman. Okay. Sorry, car 4, that was almost a disaster. Speaking of, welcome to the plane crash set. Some War of the Worlds. Directed by Steven Spielberg. It starred Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning. This is a real Boeing 747. The production team purchased it from an airplane graveyard for $60,000. It was then shipped out to Southern California for $200,000. Part of that cost was ripping the roof off the top of the plane so that it could fit under the overpasses driving out to Los Angeles. Luckily, Steven Spielberg really liked the look of the roofs being ripped off the plane. He's like, let's keep it. This Boeing 747 built sometime in the 1970s. It's an A-series. Here to tell you more about it is production designer Rick Carter. He also was a production designer on Jurassic Park and legendary director Steven Spielberg.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep your eyes on me. That's right. Come on, listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Okay. Now I'm closed.
Mommy.
Robbie, get in. Get in.
And Steven Spielberg, of course, really started off here at Universal. 3 of his largest movies of his entire career, Jurassic Park, E.T., and Jaws, all Universal Pictures, and he looks back at his time here at Universal fondly.
When I was about, 16 years old, and I began hanging out at Universal during my summers. When I went to college nearby, I continued to come on the lot and try to become a director. So Universal sort of is my birthplace. This is the place I consider my first home, and I love it here, and I keep coming back.
We're going to look at some of Spielberg's films in chronological order, starting with Duel. Incredible film if you haven't seen it yet. Spielberg is one of many generation-defining directors that we've worked with here at Universal. In fact, we just saw the Psycho house, Alfred Hitchcock, incredible director. Steven Spielberg, one of the best of all time, especially when it comes to the event cinema blockbusters, inventing the summer blockbuster with Jaws. We're working with another generation-defining director right now, and we have been on his past 3 movies now. Talking about Jordan Peele, writer-director behind Get Out, Us, and now Nope. And right now we are heading to an original set used in Academy Award winner Jordan Peele's latest film. This is Jupiter's Claim, and here is the Academy Award winner and the man himself, Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, the nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Well, it's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. What's a bad miracle? You're about to find out. Welcome to the world of no.
Folks, if you haven't seen Nope yet, it really is a special one. We're on the last day of opening weekend right now. Get done with the fun of the park. We are playing now.
Everybody out! The FBI! Turn this music off!
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party, and the what other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Him?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. Got it. Slightly. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
Got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of something.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man,
it was on vibrate. Sure, traced us. Ops can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door. Roman, from your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Alright, everybody, it looks like we are heading on into a parking garage. I feel like now would be a great time to put on those protective 3D glasses.
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Come to the left. Roman, Letty, hook him up.
I got the bull by the horn!
Now we're moving.
think you're getting away?
Way to go, Lenny. Don't climb up the missile shot. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Brother, don't shoot him down with the bridge. Under construction. Everybody hold on. It's electric.
A lot. And then check out the app to get more information on how to upgrade your day ticket to an annual pass. Any annual pass holders on board right now, I want to thank you all so much. All right, folks, we are just about back to unload. Before we get there, I need you all to do me one last favor. Please give it up for our driver, John. John took care of us today. He's the best in the biz. Thank you so much, John, and thank you to all of you. Once again, my name is Sam. I had so much fun having you all on board the world-famous Universal Studio Tour today. Here we are back at unload. There are bins provided off to